Later that day in the infirmary, Richard slowly wakes up with his wife sitting next to him. Richard: Ugh, what happened? Sherry: Our son just kicked your ass. Richard: Asterisk he sat up asterisk. Sherry: It seems like our son grew up and we weren't there to support him. Richard: I was wrong. It wasn't about his talent or skill. I was just. Sherry: It wasn't just you, it was us. We just wanted him safe. Ever since he was born he was so weak, we thought he couldn't live more than a week. Richard: I thought I was protections him, all I did was push him away. Sherry: No, we both did. Richard: We need to talk to him. Meanwhile, Beacon Courtyard. John was sitting on the grass with his daughter. John: I'm sorry that you had to see me like that, Lilith. Lilith: It's okay, Papa is still Papa. John smiles and embraces his daughter. Then the moment is ruined by the arrival of Cardan and his team. Cardan: Well, if isn't the animal lover. John: Lilith, get behind me, cover your ears and close your eyes. Lilith did as instructed. John: So you finally found your balls and facing me with you miscreants while I'm still tired fighting my father. Cardan: What you're gonna say, this is an unfair fight. John: Yes, unfair for you. John brought out a Beskar retractable staff and gave them a lesson in humility, or is that humiliation? Teams RWBY and PNR arrived to see the beat down. RWBY: Oh my Blake just approved as she knew he's defending his daughter. Weiss just looks over scandalized at the act of violence. Hira and Ren cringed at the sound of cracks. Nora: Woohoo, go fearless leader. The surrounding students looked on in amazement as one first-year student overpowered the 4 school bullies with ease after fighting a full-fledged huntsman to the death. CRDL lays on the ground, all groaning in pain. John: As I said before, threaten my family again and I'll see to it personally that you'll be crippled. The Arcs arrive at the scene and overheard the conversation. Cardan: Groan you. Dirty. Animal lover. John was ready to break some legs, until he was stopped by his father. Richard: John. John looks at the man with hate. Richard: John, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, John, for everything. Sherry walks right next to them. Sherry: John, I know we have become neglectful when it came to your dreams, but we had our reasons. John lowered his glare, trying to find his patience and understanding. Richard: But first. He looks at Cardan. Richard: You're Winchester, aren't you? Cardan: So? Richard: I know your father personally, and seeing you have constantly endangered, insulted and threatened my family. I will see to it that your father realizes everything you have done in this academy to this day. Cardan: You wouldn't. Richard: I can and I will. Ashbin then walks in. Ashbin: Don't worry, old friend, I have notified his father and showed the Academy's recordings of his recent transgressions. Oshpin then instructed Glinda to escort Team CRDL to the infirmary for the third time. The ARC family went to PNR dorm and Jaune asked his team if they could give them privacy and the obliged. PNR room. Richard, Jaune, we said we had a reason for doing what we did. Jaune listens intently while Lilith plays in the background. Sherry, listen honey, you were born prematurely and because of that your body was weak and you struggled to simply live. Jaune's eyes widened. Richard, both of us dropped everything to take care of you and help you survive. There was even a time we thought we had to bury you. Sherry, I was barely even holding myself together. I couldn't handle the thought of you dying. Sob. Jaune understands now why they didn't want him to be a huntsman. The occupation alone is life-threatening, but the fact that his parents suffered the thought of him dying as a baby was bad enough, and now that he is alive and well, chose to put it in constant peril. Jaune now knows what to do next as he felt pressure, hate and sadness leave him. Richard, I only wished for you to enjoy your life, but now I realize that your dream is your life and all we ever did was crush it. Then the mother and father felt someone embrace them. It was Jaune, and the whole ARC family soon let their emotions loose. After a period of crying, Jaune, I'm sorry for running away. Richard, I'm sorry for denying your dreams. Sherry, I'm sorry too, my baby boy. Jaune, I know that you cherish my life, but I will promise I will not die. On the name of Mandalore, I won't fail. Richard, we know, son, we know. Sherry, and take good care of our granddaughter. Jaune, I will. The family spent the rest of the day catching up. When the time has come for them to return home, and so ends the hatred of the chosen Mandalorian, and now he takes his first steps as the next Mandalore. Beacon launch pad. Sherry, goodbye Jaune. Jaune, goodbye Mom. Richard, I'm always proud of you, son. Show these children what it means to be an ARC. Jaune, I will. Lilith, bye-bye Grandpa Grandma. Sherry, bye my little honey bun. The parent hugged the little girl and they parted ways. As Jaune and Lilith start to walk away, Jaune saw Blake standing in front of Beacon's statue crying. The thing weird in this scene, she's no longer wearing her bow. And she has cat ears. Jaune, Blake? Blake turned around in shock.